Hey riders. Okay, what am I doing right now? Am I insane? Might be. Coffee? Coffee? I don't know if you can see it. I've barely even had 2 sips. Shoes aren't even on. Let's do this. I don't know how I'm going to do this right now. I see 112 people in there though. So yeah, this is calling in the raw. Everyone's like, what? What? Here I am, 3 minutes and 20 seconds to go. No shoes on. Feeling rough. Feeling rugged. What else do I gotta do here? Oh, just adjust some stuff here. Okay. Fix that up. Oof. Yeah, real rough here, folks. Real rough. Okay. Clickety clickety. Whoa. Stuff's falling over here, folks. I'm okay. I am okay. Yeah, hey Kyle. I know. I feel rough. But I'm going to try it. I think I'm setting up for absolute failure here. But I'm going to just talk myself through it. Talk myself through it. Good morning, riders. How is everyone doing? Let me check the stream. Okay, not bad. I know I'm a bit chopped off. We're going to miss the hair, whatever. This is how I get up. This is every day. This is how I do it. Just look at the stream. Okay, good. We've got 2 solid viewers in here. I'm sure it'll pick up. It's even early in the UK right now. So here we go. Yeah, this is insanity, right? 1 minute, 15 seconds to go. My 2-minute warm-up. I've done nothing. On my cup of coffee. I'm sure there's going to be stuff spilling over here in a little while. Give me a second here to still... I'm still waking up right now. But I'm actually really good at like just getting up and being like absolutely on. I'm not a person that needs hours to wake up. The problem right now is it's just that it's not even the witching hour yet. 0 stretching. 0 stretching. Nutrition wise so far, I had a piece of I don't know, some kind of pumpkin loaf that Joey bought when I went. I remember I went yesterday. I went and picked up all the groceries. So yeah, it's currently what, 2:15 in the morning. I'm in Alberta, and let's just see how this goes. There's Neil right there. So, if you're watching the stream or you watch the stream later, this is what I'm going to watch back. Don't forget, folks, that the live chat doesn't show up. So, if you're in the live chat right now, you'll see everything. When the video ends at whatever time it is this morning, the live chat will disappear for a while. It can take 12 up to 24 hours to reload. But I'd like to know in the live chat if you've done this before. You can even comment. So yeah, sometimes you'll come back and you see, oh, there's just a few comments. There might be actually hundreds of comments in the live chat. But if you come back too soon, you'll just see the few comments. What, I'm riding solo already? Come on. Definitely, I think today, in the fragile state that I'm in, I'm just gonna ride very carefully. Because the last time I did this was one of the most shattering rides I ever did. All because I had nothing to eat. Here's Neil here. Perfect. And I just got to give some time to wake up. So I think what I did yesterday was I just kind of hung out and let me get my bearings about you. If you know this, if you've ever seen this before, you'll know. Shout out to the LA Beast. So yeah, just getting my bearings straight. Went to bed kind of early, but I was watching TV. For some reason, I decided to start watching World War Z last night. So I think I was still awake around 9:30. But then my problem is whenever I do anything like this, where I tell myself if it's like a flight, I've never set an alarm clock in my life. Okay, maybe not since I was like in high school. And I just say, okay, you're waking up at 3:30, let's do this. I just wake up. Problem is a lot of the times I wake up every hour. Check the clock. So the last time I checked the clock, it was 1 o'clock. And next thing you know, I turn over 10 to 2. Holy crap. I'm like, I gotta get going here. So needless to say, I was telling myself every reason why I couldn't ride this morning. El Roland just smashes me. No hesitation. He's going right to the front. So yeah, Mount Lemmon, Arizona. We're just outside of Tucson. And I've got this labeled as iconic. This is an iconic climb. Pretty hard to find a climb of this distance. Yeah, it's not got the steep gradients, but it's just a grinder. I don't know how I'm stuck here by myself again. Wow. Oh, I got Kyle behind me. Kyle's gonna come to my rescue. I hope. Getting terrible cooling here right now. So I got my one fan. Got Kyle here behind me. Blaine, I've seen Blaine before. Dolph Vader's not that far in advance ahead of me. Neil's just up there too. And here we go. 4% coming up. This is it for the next 38 kilometers. Outside of that little dip at the end. Hell air. So I'm hoping that a lot of riders here are just like, I just want to get through this. And not crush me too bad live on YouTube. I really hope so. Today I feel so weak at this time of the day. I'm in my second lowest gear already at 6%. Oh my God. What did you do? What did you do? To my UK friends, specifically Neil, Penelope, I got my mom onto Peter Kay last night. She loves it. Actually, was it through the week? I think it was a few days ago. October 1st maybe was my, check this out. 50 years ago I came to Canada. That we landed. And what's funny too is that my mom had never heard of Peter Kay either. Even though she still watches all that horrible Coronation Street. There's tons of people here that watch it. I think I watched it for a few years with an ex. Spider? What's Spider? I remember that character. Roy Jones. Oh yeah. Brilliant. Who's this here? Victoria. Pfeiffer or something. Again, folks, just waking up. Decked out, full of cold gear today. The cold black bibs with the white straps. I also have them in black on black. The 8848 jersey. This one, I know Neil has it. Neil, what year was this? They awarded this one. No-Con, Simon JP, Denny 44. I think I talked about Denny before. Did that, I believe it was Austrian, really tough Grand Fondo. Probably see a lot more of him now. Sonoran Kicker. I think this actually might be part of the Sonoran Desert. You know that? I think it kind of overlaps the states into Mexico. So I think probably this will probably be some of the steepest gradients we see right here. I'm telling you, man, at 2:23 in the morning, this is as steep as I want to see it. Like, I am sweating. Still questioning every single life decision I've made at this point. Like, this might be one of the worst. So, I don't know how I'm getting through this. I've got a quarter drank cup of coffee. Coronado National Park, okay. Yeah, so this climb is right outside of Tucson, Arizona, which is way, way south. We fly over it every time we head down to Mexico. But look, folks, I'm dripping sweat right now. Dripping. I think my body's saying, hey, dude, what is going on? How's your back? Did you stretch? No stretching. I'll jump in the chat here, see if anyone can tell me that this is actually possible right now for me. If I can get into my chat. Okay, yeah. Okay, 2022, this is the year I got this jersey. And I did tell a quick story about it. Because I didn't do most of the Vuelta challenges, I always get berated, as I like to call it, that I'm not riding enough. So I did the 8848 challenge in about 6 days. So it's not hard, anyone can do it. But it was hard just mentally getting through it. Like, oh, I've got to ride like 1,500 meters per day every day for the next 6 days and fit it into my life where I'm not like just laying around crippled afterwards, because I was. No, okay, I'm Moon Rogers here. Yeah, no, I stayed away from all drinks last night. It's just like, Right now, I haven't even had 4 hours of sleep. And it was crappy sleep. It was waking up, checking my phone every hour. I'm not a phone person at night. The phone is there. I have like a wireless charger. I'm one of those guys. It sits beside my bed. And I listen to a podcast to kind of like soothe me to sleep. Or a book. Hey, I just picked up the new book by Ned Boulting. The 1923 one, which is all about the 1923 Tour de France. I thought I'd go deep into the history. I love that stuff. It's supposed to be a really good read, even if you're not into cycling. Okay. Kyle says he's not going any faster than this. I hope not, because someone's going to have to pull me to the top, man. Like, seriously. We're doing this. Kyle says I'm younger than that. Well, actually no, but Neil says we got over 50 starters. Yeah, sorry folks. When I ride, I can't give you all the juicy, delicious details that you're used to hearing from my commentary. Oh yeah, this is Colin. Inside Cycling World. That's my channel. Growing, growing, growing. Growing. I spent some time yesterday going back through all my, not all, I'll do more today. Titles in my videos. Like, what are the best titles for blah blah blah. So you'll see my titles of my video now are a little bit different. At least in all the most recent live streams. Also too, don't forget, these live streams, if you're not familiar with YouTube, some people just aren't. They're not going to show up in the video list. They're going to show up in the live list. They never get transferred over. The only way to do it is to go in and edit the video. You know me, I don't edit videos. Like now, when I do like an hour and a half stream, there's no editing. Raw, unbridled, straight out of the asylum. Just me. Okay, so Kyle says Neil and him both have this 884. Yeah, it's awesome. Neil says he's still warming up. I have no idea where he is right now. Gonna jump back into the app because I'm watching a delayed one. Come on. There we go. So yeah, like, what gears you got? I'm in my lowest right now. I'm hitting it earlier today. Probably because I'm so, a little bit nervous about this. So, my favorite, I love all triathletes. Like the amount of time they put into their sport. And Lionel Sanders, probably I would say the best Canadian triathlete. I mean, I don't know enough about triathletes to say that for sure. There's a really good female triathlete too. I forget her name right now. But Lionel Sanders moved down here, and this is where he trains now, instead of his apartment. So again, 7%. But still, Stelvio from Bormio, what is it, 22 kilometers at 7%, 6.5? So we're getting the same kind of gradients, it's just twice as long. The only thing here is that, you know, there's that probably 4 kilometers at the end that's virtually downhill. It's going to start messing with the averages. Tough thing about this one for me today too is I'm probably gonna have to go have a potty break at some point, just like waking up. I may have to grab another towel. I was researching those VacMaster fans last night. It's time to get serious, like really serious. If anyone sees me push ahead like right now, and I'm riding with them, I just have to kind of maintain this pace for now. I'm not pushing. I'm afraid that if I go anything less, I'm gonna blow up or just want to stop. Could you imagine being one of those guys? Guys, so everyone knows too, guys, it's everyone. It's a group of any people. It's guys, gals, whoever. Guys. That's how I do. They're like any endurance challenge where they're riding overnight. They ride till dark, they grab like 45 minutes sleep, and then they keep going. Whew. I have like a 1% feeling of what that actually feels like right now. I just woke up in my own bed. And I wasn't sleeping. Oh, what would the Brits call it? In a lay-by. What you guys call it? A lay-by? When cars pull over? Sleeping in the dirt, cigarette butts and pop bottles and whatnot. Whatnot being some after hours activities going on. Well, hey folks, we're 5 kilometers in. We're almost done. Almost done. Just keep telling yourself that. So we're like by myself. So when I did this, I rode this completely solo. I think I rode this last year by myself. Just sitting at 6.6% gradient. It's actually going to back off for a little bit here. Fire danger's low today, apparently. Smokey the Bear was there. Look at this, we got a warning 20 miles an hour here on this corner. We're good, I think. I think we're good. We don't need that warning. Let's see what's going on. Ah, yeah, some switchbacks here. Kind of lame compared to the Euro standards, but I love this climb. I think it's really cool. So I've got it labeled as an iconic climb because it is in the US. Like, think about this, you can go climbing here pretty much any time. Sure, it gets cold in the winter, but not cold. Not minus 40, but I'm sure it gets to freezing in the winter. Aladdin, who's that? Aladdin saying, I'm probably going to see people today I've never seen before. This is level 3 ahead of us. Miss Halvas. Okay, so I'm sandwiched right in a mucker sandwich here. Kyle, Neil, Torben, Dolph Vader, Triathlon Tito. Oh, I've seen that guy before. So for all my friends, allies, comrades out there, this is a pace I think I might be able to do this at. So, unless someone's going to drop the hammer on me, I think if someone did right now, I'd be like, yeah, see ya, bye. Just feel it steeping up there again. It's one of those climbs too, I think when I did this, my feet were on fire. Because you're just constantly pushing hard. 7%. I know what I'm doing after this. I'll be watching a bunch of videos about Mount Lemmon. So this is definitely the weirdest time I've ever ridden my bike. 6 kilometers done. Sorry, 5.66. Ugh. Okay, I'm going back to my delayed. Ooh. Neil says zone max heart rate. Zone 4. I'm not sure what I'm at. Kyle Stelvio's on his bucket list. Yes, Kyle's talking about going to the Alps himself, Squalo del LP. They're talking about the Muckers 2026 tour. I wonder if the cat was just let out of the bag, folks. I haven't heard anything about this yet. Yeah, Roger saying just a quick power nap. Pretty much. Kyle saying he's enjoying this pace with all his gardening and walking the dog yesterday. Yesterday for me was a little downhill gravel ride. Well, you guys would have seen it if you saw the stream yesterday. And then that Nidier race, which next time I'll try to be a bit more involved in it. Lost a rider here, hopefully they come back on. He's actually possibly on his first potty break of the day. Roger's 300 meters up the road. Good job, Roger. Oh, 4%. Here we go. Here we go. So I see Kyle's on the Gen 7 Madone. I'm on the Giant Propel, which I'm sure is just fine for this. There's another slowdown for this corner because we might blow through the speed limit here. So for this ride, I did prepare a little bit, like this morning. So when I saw 149, that's when I actually looked at my clock and went, oh, like, yeah. So I have this bad issue. Let me just explain it here. If I need to get up at like 1, I'll wake up every hour before it. Or if I need to get up at 4:30 to get to the airport, and I wake up and it's 2:45, I'm just staying awake. Because if I go back to sleep, then it's like Night of the Living Dead. That's how I woke up this morning. At 1 o'clock, I'm like, yeah, let's go. Let's do this. Full radio voice, trying my best. Today, oh yeah, I'll just roll over here because I got an hour and 15 minutes till start. That's too early, Colin. Go back to sleep. 49 minutes later, then I start going into panic mode. Kyle, Dolph, and Neil chilling with me. Love it. I honestly told myself when I got up this morning, like, the only way I'm getting through this is if I have people with me. Just because my last experience here was so bad. I know what I did back then. I know I got off the bike several times, walked around. Possibly there were tears involved. I said possibly. There wasn't. Come on now. I'm a big boy. Getting back to that 7% stuff here. But yeah, so just kind of a rough start. No rum. Oh, could you imagine if I did that? Video titled, "Watch as I ride my bike completely juiced." Yeah, worst case scenario, this is a 3-hour ride. Then I will make a pot of coffee. Oh, and then get ready for the Team GRC Sunday short race. Bad Omberg. 12 laps? I think it's 12 laps. I'm not doing it. I'm not riding it. Oh, I need airflow on my face. I have one of those crappy upright fans over here. And it's just barely hitting my arms right here. At least I got a nice jersey on. We got that going for us. Yeah, like, I just haven't gone through my morning routine yet. Waking up, coffees, you know, blowing your nose even. Just an animal right now. Okay, we got Darius stopped. Just ahead, maybe he'll jump on the train here. Nature break, he's climbing over top of that outcrop there. Looks like we got a lot of sandstone outcrops here. You can see the differential bedding, harder and softer rocks, different lithologies, different grain sizes. Fascinating. As I said, I'm a full nerd, and I like to derp out. So if you didn't know, when I say derp, it's the same as like, oh, you're a nerd, but you gotta love it. So whatever you're into, if you're into, going on about your beehives, you're derping out. I've said that a few times in the comments and people are like, huh? You're derping out. Got Dolph here. He is the trail sweep for me today. Dolph, do not let me fall behind. We got Liv, Trek Madone Gen 8, Trek Madone Gen 7, Giant Propel. All the manufacturers well represented here, folks. I am in a zone 4 heart rate right now. For me, right now, that's 155 beats, 154. So it's not like I'm just slacking here. So yeah, I think it was last night. I think it's VacMaster. Those look like awesome fans. I think a few of you have them. Joey Jojo cracking the whip on me in so many ways these days. It's all good though. YouTube titles. Cross-posting everywhere. I don't even know half the stuff. And what's my point here? Oh, she says talk about your gear. Stuff like that, which is true. I should be doing that. Lacole, fantastic. One thing I do hate though, maybe it's just inside stuff. Maybe it's my big feet, size 12, size 13, depending on the shoe. I hate putting my cycling socks on. They go on like it's torture. It's like they almost need a little bit more stretch. I gotta fight them on. Not every pair, but .2%, absolute lowest gear. Looks like it's going to back off for a bit, coming up real quick, and we'll be more into that 4, I hope. How's everyone feeling right now? I'll go back to the chat. Neil says riding to a specific height per 15 minutes at the moment. 500 feet per 15 minutes gets it done in under 3 hours. Yes. Johnny stopped too. Yeah, I think I saw that. Roger, zone 5 heart rate. Well, Roger, you're ahead of us, I think. So pushing harder. Yeah, so Neil's talking about climbing per time frame. He's talking feet per 15 minutes, which is a good way of doing it, breaking it down like that. And here, I'll let you guys chat for a while there. I gotta see what you're doing so I don't fall behind. So climbing per time would be kind of like what they define as VAM, which is like the official vertical ascended meters. And it's the number of meters you're gonna climb in an hour. And it's pretty much spot on. So my VAM, I think you can get all these stats in Strava too. Stats Hunters maybe. My VAM, I don't know, 850, 900. For how long, who knows that though. So at 800 that would be, 2,500 feet per hour. So I should be able to do the pace that Neil's describing. We'll see though. Maybe not at 2:45 in the morning, just coming up on the witching hour, 3 a.m. That's when things get really fruity. Just seeing names nearby. I know everyone ahead of us. We got Triathlon Tito behind us. Then Icy Cal, I guess level 7. Captain Clem something or other. About 800 meters back, 739. Sorry. Yeah, check out these outcrops here. Kyle saying what I do as a geologist. Well, the sad reality is none of this. I went to school for, I think, total 4.5 years. You know, and over here we call geology Rocks for Jocks. There is technically a Rocks for Jocks course. It's like starter geology, no real science involved. But like a real geology degree, you're going to take at least a full year of university chem, at least a full year of university math, at least a full year of university physics. So like Chem 201, Physics 201, Calculus 251 would be your first semester. Throw in some BS option, whatever you can think of, and then Geology 201. Rocks for Jocks is before that, where it's just like I don't even think it gets, you can't even get science credit for it. People in other programs, social sciences, humanities, they get it as a science option. We don't. So I did that in the summers. I did a lot of field trips. Field trips, where'd I go? Nothing too crazy, but like down to Montana, into BC to the old mines, California to Bishop, I talked about that. Oh, I geared up, folks. Time to drop the hammer. Not. So I got a water bottle. I got a bottle of the most horrible tasting electrolytes you've ever had in your life. 3/4 cup filled with coffee, a banana, and 3 budget granola bars. That's what I got. How I'm gonna eat them right now, I don't know. I honestly don't know. So yeah, you do your degree. You do a lot of field trips. A lot of fun. Sorry folks, I'm kind of gagging here. You know, you go on these field trips with your friends. Classes are ultra small. I graduated with 12 people. 12 or 13, something like that. There was a second part that graduated like 4 months later. They needed like one option or something to finish up. Or if they took their field schools, you need 2 years of field school. So fall, spring. You can take them in year 2, you can take them in year 3 or year 4. I did year 2 and year 4. So anyone that did that, technically, didn't graduate until after the other people. So very small graduating classes. Jobs were abundant. The world still relied on oil and gas, as we still do. So I worked in an office in downtown Calgary, much like what you see like oil companies in Houston or Dallas. I was right at the start, 1997, of like starting to get really good software, PCs that were powerful enough to start running them. We stopped building what I'll call a cross section or even a map by hand. We actually still had draftsmen. Sorry about that, ladies. Draftspeople. I did that on purpose. That I'd be like, okay, I need this map made. Are you sure? How are we going to do it? So I'd find a data point later. I'd have to run back to the drafts person and say, we need to move this line over a little bit. It's not fitting the data points now. So basically, I was an exploration geologist. What does that mean? I'm looking for oil and gas all over Western Canada. So if you've noticed, and it's not always the exception, I'll try to use the UK for example. They're not drilling wells, at least to my knowledge, on the Big Island. They're not drilling wells on top of Glen Nevis. There's no oil and gas there. It's all hard rock. Hard rock being, think of like granites and quartz and stuff like that. So if you know what a granite is, pretty rock. There's no pore space for the development of fossil fuels. Of course, it doesn't all just come from fossils. So, like in the UK, you got the North Sea there. Huge oil and gas reserves. It's a huge sedimentary basin. So you need sediments. What are sediments? Sands, shales, gravels, cobbles. They're all things you're going to find that give you the pore space to trap natural gas and oil. So my job was to map for that stuff. People are like, well, how do you know where to start? Okay, well, there's a wealth of dry holes and little teasers that we'd see in the old data. So you just go through it. Oh, this well here, I read through the 48 pages of the drilling report, and there was a geologist in 1957 who said they had a puff of gas. Okay, there's a starting point. It's just kind of like being a detective. I'm just going to go in between Kyle and Neil and Torben here. I feel like I'm dangling. I want to get to safety here. So when I started in geology, it was like the very end of doing old school. Old school would be when I started pretty much like every Thursday or Friday afternoon. And I think we all did this. It was a day just to kind of get all our data ready for the next week. If you know what microfiche are, a piece of film about this big with stuff shrunken down. I'd have all the geological data on there, well logs, reports, files. I print it out, like sitting on a machine, printing it to paper to use the next week. That was like a typical Friday. And then, if it was a well log, okay, what's a well log? Say you drill a well 1,000 meters deep, ultra common. Probably the average depth of a well that I would drill, 1,000 to 1,500 meters. And so I'm just looking at the split here, realizing I think I'm in last place. Oh no, I got some people behind me. Okay, so a well log. You drill a well, you don't know what's down there. You put tools down the hole, on the back of a big truck. The tool could be 20, 30 feet long, different measurement devices on it, density tools, photoelectric tools, you name it. They take that data, pull it up out of the hole as it's running, measure from the bottom to the top, then whip that data to Calgary. In the old days, they'd have like hotshot drivers racing it into Calgary. Okay, dude, here's your logs, go. You got 14-hour drive ahead of you. Because they need to make a decision. What are we doing? Are we abandoning the hole or are we casing it? Casing means they put a stainless steel liner down that hole to isolate the good zones from normal rock, water zones. See Victoria's offer bike up ahead. Get in the chat here. Yeah, Roger said it too. Victoria stopped. I'm trying, Stephen. El Diablo challenge is pretty hard. We got someone here called Found. Roger's got 3 bottles, 2 bananas, 2 protein bars, 2 Reese's Cups. Yeah, volcanic flows in the Grand Canaries. Probably ready to explode at any time again. Yeah, so after we get those well logs, in the old days we'd print them and would have to start taping them together because you'd be printing to like 11.5 by 17 piece of paper that might cover, depending on your scale. We talked about vertical exaggeration before. It might cover 50 meters of that 1,500 meter well. So you'd be walking around with pieces of paper that are like 30 feet long. So then let's say you got that log and you got public data on one that was drilled 10 years ago over there, 2 miles away. You could start tying the bits of sedimentary rock together. If you look at the Grand Canyon, you can see distinct layers. Those distinct layers is what I'm seeing underground as squiggles on paper. And I know what means what. I tie them together. I might see that. Oh, I just lost my internet here, folks. Here we're back. We're back. So that was probably just a Starlink blip. Starlink has these very, very quick drops like that. When it's handing off from one satellite to the next. Remember, I'm looking up, satellites are coming across me. So there's tons of satellites in northern Canada too. Like, we're only one of the best places for Starlink. Hey folks, we're a quarter of the way. I don't know if I really want to say that, but so yeah, again,
Okay, David Capocci, Nature Break. I've got my loyal lieutenant Kyle here. We got a couple of teammates up the road, Dolph and Neil. You can just see them on the bend. They know Kyle is babysitting me today. And guys, I appreciate it. It's now just turned 3 a.m. I'll tell you, 3:01 in the morning in Alberta, Canada. Not cold, 5 degrees Celsius. Ooh, that little grade change I felt. Sorry folks, just trying to focus a little bit here. I don't want to ask, but is anyone else kind of starting to feel it already? Well, if anything, this could be a great epic fail video. Me laying on the floor at the end. Gotta sit up, folks. That's like 48 minutes of crunched over. And the cooling is just absolutely horrendous. Okay, I'm ordering fans today. I don't care anymore. I'm on a bit of a budget if you don't know. I got nothing left for gears right now. This is it. FC something or other 21 taking a break. It's quiet in here, folks. It's very quiet. Joey won't be up for about 3 hours. She'll get up for 20 minutes, make coffee, may not even have one sip, and she'll go back to bed. A lot of cold coffee cups sitting around my house on a daily basis. I've got one today. So I'm generally 3 cups of coffee in the morning. Today, 2 sips. No time. So this is my first ever Mucker Sunday climb. I probably picked the worst one. This might have been the worst choice I've made in my life. Outside of becoming a geologist. Okay, I'm back with all the boys. Hopefully they realize I'm fragile right now. Very fragile. Look at this. Mini banana. Kind of green too. It's terrible. Absolutely terrible. If I just have a bite here and there, I'll be okay. Heart rate 167, folks. Not liking that. Must be the altitude. And this is cycling sometimes. You just suffer. It's so cliche. You gotta learn how to suffer. That's the definition of cycling. Like, not going to the park, doing stuff like this. This is the suffer fest. You can see the bedding and the rocks on the side of the wall here. In places, I can see it. Oh wow, who's coming up here? Triathlon Tito, lightweight climber, pesky. So pesky, I don't like you right now. Kidding. Lead the way. $320 XP for me already. I'd assume everyone else is kind of the same. Should be exactly the same, right? Whoa. Oh, it's Carlo Calcagni. How fascinating. And the winner of the So Fake Award. Boom. Now we know. Now we know, folks. Like, how ridiculous. Don't care. 6 watts per kilo, and you've been going for 12.5 kilometers and you're still holding that pace? Okay. Okay. Oh, 8 watts per kilo there for a second. Hey, Roger. The So Fake Award winner is coming up at you right now. Tell me what you think. How do you feel about this today, right now, in this moment? Yeah, I'm adjusting my hair. Woo! I don't know about you guys, but I'm soaked. Slow Alex has stepped off, about 170 meters ahead of us. See what the chat has to say right now, folks. I'm very interested. Okay. Yeah, Steven's saying here, I might have missed just a little bit. North Sea, oh yeah. Super dangerous sea. Shallow drilling. Just remember, folks, too, when they're drilling there, those platforms, they're going into the seabed and down more. Find a lot of people that talk about the environmental damage that us oil and gas people have done. A lot of it's just from what you don't really know. Alberta is so regulated. There's still accidents though. It's just like a car accident. That's how I'd explain it to people. You have insurance because accidents will happen. Stuff happens. Metals fail. Tell you one thing, pipelines are a lot safer than tankers. That's one of the issues some of us struggle with here in North America is no production here, but let's buy it from Saudi Arabia and put it in these gigantic tankers that cross the Atlantic Ocean. It's super safe in the Atlantic. Nothing ever happens out there. So the rant of the day, folks. So we're 13 kilometers in. Carlo's probably finished by now. Oh, fan on me. Put the fan on you. Yeah, one cruddy fan that I have to hand start probably twice per week. We're almost a third of the way. Gonna have a bite of banana. Get my head into the fan. I just geared up, folks. Wow. So I was talking about wireline logs before. Let's say at a certain depth I see a sand. You name these sands. A lot of them are already named. Previous geologists in the area from like the old days. And I see a 20, okay, I'll talk meters. Sorry, I'll talk feet. I see a 30-foot thick section of sand. It's got porosity. Wow, interesting. I see a little whiff of gas in it from a gas detector that we run. Looking for methane. Methane naturally occurs, folks. Then, a mile away, I've done my correlations on my long paper cross sections that generally when you build a cross section, it's 48-inch wide paper on these gigantic printers. So you put your logs vertical and go that way. You might have some that are like the length of a boardroom. But what I would do is I correlate the whole area that I could, and I go, I got 30 feet of sand here, and I can see that it's generally getting thinner to the north. It disappears at this well, it's not even there. How come it's not there, Colin? Good question, class. It was either never deposited or it was eroded after the fact. What does never deposited mean? Okay, you go to a lake. You step in the water on the very edge and just pretend in this lake that it's like just like mud, the finest muddy silts you've ever stepped in. They get between your toes. You know what I'm talking about. Then you get 20 feet away from the lake's edge. Where's that mud? Those sediments were never deposited there because the elevation. Think of like, say, a flood's in your neighborhood. Your property, which is higher, never gets those flood deposit sediments put onto your property. That's never deposited. Eroded means a river, wind, something happened later and removed it. So anyways, long story, I can then predict that there's a trap there, a lateral trap, and I can find myself in the best position to get above any water contacts and get into that juicy fruit, oil and gas. So that's kind of what I used to do for a living. I'd make up stories, put presentations together. There's not like some big guy from Texas in there with a cowboy hat on 10-gallon cowboy hat, cowboy boots and stirrups. It's all engineers, and I have to get approval to spend that money. Why? I think the cheapest well I've ever drilled was maybe $900,000. The most expensive, nothing too bad, maybe 3-4 million. I don't even know now. Slightly steeper segment here of 7%. Sweltering. See if we got anyone chatting here, if everyone's in the pain zone. Yeah, Carlo on a motorbike, I know, right? Yeah, I'm trying, Chad. I am suffering, I'll admit that. Mostly it's just the heat right now. I think your body is just not ready for this type of thing. Oh, Nobby Styles and Jeff are going to ride it in January. Nice. Yeah, Canada does have that. So when you go up north far enough, yeah, there's just vast areas of like what we call muskeg. Swampy areas that you kind of just, in the summer, you just kind of float on them, walking. It's all like dying plant material. But yeah, there's methane up there. So that's not a good thing, really. Neil's giving me good news here about we're climbing at a good pace, but I honestly don't feel like it. I feel like I'm struggling. Slow down, guys. 30 miles ahead around this bend. Could be a tough corner. Little turnout there, whatever that was. Oh, it looks like a little parking lot for people that want to go hiking, get rid of rattlesnakes. Just hydrating, folks. Look at these guys taking a break. They're smart. Whoo! Dolph's on a mission now. Maybe he's just scouting ahead for us. Lotafra has stepped away from the bike. They have rung the bell, folks. Ring the bell, hang up your hat. I just grabbed for lower gear. There are none. Good thing is that after another kilometer or so of this grind, we got a few steps that might help me recover a bit here. Sweaty. '73, 70 RPMs, something like that. Just kind of zoning out right now. Just goes on and on. The look of despair. The look of despair, folks. So yeah, we're just coming up out of this segment of climbing. We're going to have flat, climb, flat, climb, flat. A little bit of a climb right to the halfway point. So that's where I'm rationalizing this in my brain right now. So yeah, Kyle, definitely there's methane trapped in those permafrost up there, just like there is at the bottom of the ocean, many of the warmer parts of the world. They're just kind of trapped down there. Same with a lot of carbon dioxide. You know that the biggest limestone deposits in the world are formed in marine. Limestones are always formed in marine environments, oceans, water involved. There's different types of limestones too. They have to have carbon dioxide to form. Have to. What that tells you is when you see gigantic rock formations made out of limestone, that was all carbon dioxide that was captured years and years ago, sucked out of the atmosphere. That's the only way those limestone mountains are there. CO2 gets pulled out of the atmosphere, chemical reaction, critters grow, over years rocks form, blah blah blah. Blaine's up ahead of us, foot down. Come on, Blaine. So pull out here, Thimble Peak Vista. Oh, thank you, baby Jesus. Thank you. The reprieve will be sweet and short. Might be a good time to try to take a bite of a banana. Those guys are doing the same thing on the side of the road there. Coasty, coasty. Back to climbing. Banana break, put me off the back. Okay, thank you, boys. Thanks, Neil. Thank you, Kyle. Oh, I didn't want to do that. Yeah, thanks, Sylvia. And trust me, this is not easy for me right now. Definitely deep in the hurt locker. Deep. My legs feel weird. It's like I was saying a few days ago. Give me like, not that I've done it, but like the Mortarolo steep 10-12 kilometers. I can do that. And for the amount that we've climbed, what have we climbed? 962 meters? Sorry, 814. I'd feel a lot better right now. It's this dragging. It's tough. For this lightweight. Bunch of cyclists going up the hill here. How's everyone's nutrition? So what is it now? Oh guys, guess what? 3:30 in the morning. Loving my life. Loving it. My banana, done. Very thirsty. The commentary is lacking, folks. I'm sorry. Spot the zebra. Done. Get back on, dude. Eat and drink, eat and drink. So, a bit of downhill here. And then we're going to climb right to the split in the middle. So I'm trying to get a coastie on here. My heart's at 168, guys. So not really super chill for me. 166. Neil's just ran to the bathroom, I can tell. Nice job, Neil. So I think we're going to be back into some of the 7% stuff. Every time I switch back and forward, I stop pedaling. Kyle had porridge with chocolate granola for breakfast. Well, I had a sip of coffee. Yes, GS. Who's GS? Silv 3030. 50 kilograms. Allegedly. Allegedly. Switching back again and watch me stop pedaling. Guys, it's so hard to do that. I need a stream deck. What's a stream deck? It's a little control panel where you can set up sound, switch between all your stuff you want to show. This happens a lot when I'm in races. If I want to show the map and stuff, you just, once you reach, you can't really pedal anymore. How's everyone feeling? Look at the people that are almost finished. Come on. How disappointing. Anyone legit up there? Hello? I swear we saw those people before. Whoa, I'm hot. I'm hot. Very hot. So that's my first bottle done. You'd think that in a basement in Canada in the fall it would be cold. It's not. It's just heat saturation. Neil feels good, I don't. Kyle says we're halfway. Well, technically not. Maybe climbing. Carlo is right up at the very front. So fake, award. So fake. Or sometimes known as the Sofaki award. Come on, fan, cool me off. All I can do to stay cool is try to crunch down and get in the fan. So all I can do. Onto water now. Ooh. Time is it, guys? 3:45 in the morning, I believe. Still 30-30, still fake. Oh wow, it's hot. Oh. My towel is destroyed. Wow. Guys, I gotta go to the bathroom. Go ahead. Do not wait for me. Do not. I might change my jersey too. And my towel. Yeah, Neil's at 142. Yeah, see, I'm always revving high. I get hot. Then the heat saturates in here. So right now, I got my head right in front of the fan. I don't really have any cooling right on me. So, I have to blow my nose.